Hi guys, welcome to another video. I wasn't actually going to vlog today, but I've decided I am. Just because I'm starting off right here. Have a look at this, right? Look, you're not really going to be able to get a good idea from this video, but you don't understand how steep that slope is there. I'm just about to head inside the arena there. I'm just going to reverse it. I'm going to drive down here and then reverse back a little bit just to give myself a better angle to get down there on like the flattest part possible. Why can I just see headlights behind me? Somebody's moving for no reason. Yeah, so I am currently in Łódź in Poland, heading off to Pardubice in the Czech Republic next. So I'm about to head down here. It's so steep. I've got my suspension raised up, front and back, and on the trailer as well. You'll see in a minute. The video probably does it no justice at all, but it's going so slowly. Even all the way inside, even at the bottom, even right at the bottom down here, you've got this bit where it comes down from the bottom of the slope and levels out again. And then it goes down another little ramp once you get inside the arena. Right, I'm just going to mount the GoPro on the windscreen. Seats all the way out. They said they were going to move the seats, and I'm not going to be able to turn around here as it is. We're going to have to move all that back row of seats all the way forward or out, preferably. Right, let's get out of here and get into it. So, 262 miles to my destination in Pardubice, or however you're supposed to say that. And no, I need to go left, and that is a dual carriageway. Can I turn around over there somewhere? That's the question. I can't work out if that's a roundabout or not. Is it? They seem to be doing the same, so yes, it is, I think. So I'm under no pressure at all. Do you know what? I don't know what it is. I'm just doing the load out then, and it's like it's an early finish tonight. We've got away early, and I got in my truck and I thought, you know what? I'm just really happy. Just love doing this job sometimes. Like, I'm so grateful for what I get to do sometimes, honestly. Just like getting to travel all over Europe and see loads of different countries and meet loads of new people, you know, and go to places that you're not always gonna get to go to, or places that you wouldn't normally choose to go to, you know, on holiday as such. Like, just love doing stuff like that. You know, and as I've explained before, I'm running into the early hours. I'm more than happy doing that. In fact, I'm really looking forward to it. Because it's like, it's now, you know, it's quarter to midnight now. Where am I going? I know where I'm going, I just don't know how to get there. Yeah, it's quarter to midnight. I mean, there shouldn't be any traffic on the road. I'm going to probably do like, I think what I'm going to do is do like 3 hours, park up, have a 9-hour rest, and then go again tomorrow. And I'll arrive there hopefully around about, I don't know, 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, something like that. But I'm just like really looking forward to it. I don't know, how weird. Not many people who can say they look forward to going to work at this time of day, or working at this time of day full stop. But yeah, once I get out of here, get on the motorway, get the cruise control on, get the music on in the background, I'll be happy as Larry. Should be quiet roads. And I just like when it's like this, and I think it's because I'm on my own as well. Like I actually, weirdly, I see like so many I see so many people who, like truck drivers, you know, especially, who spend a lot of time on their own, who struggle with like mental health. And for me, it's just a complete opposite. I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but I love spending time on my own a lot of the time. I'm just so like happy in my own company. Like I said, getting the music on, and like I just like put the world to right in my own head. I'm pretty sure when I get down to the Czech border, I think I'm gonna have to get a tollbox again as well, because I don't think the tollbox that we use does the Czech Republic still. So annoyingly, I'm still gonna have to go in there and stop and faff around with tollbox again. And I'm also going to need to get fuel as well, because I'm running pretty low. I'm hoping that I can get 3 hours out of it tonight, because I don't really want to stop and do it tonight, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather just crack on and get my foot down and get it done tomorrow, once I get up and start a new day. Honestly, I think like coming the whole way out of town, pretty much, I've stopped at like one set of traffic lights, and the rest has just been those like flashing amber lights, which mean like proceed with caution, or like a degree of caution. It makes life so much quicker and easier, instead of like sitting around at traffic lights at stupid o'clock at night for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Very easy city to get out of, that was. Right, so just coming round Rocklaw at the minute. I'll be looking for somewhere to pull up very soon. I've got a service station coming up, and I'm going to try and get a space in there because pretty sure that's the last one. That's the last big one on the motorway, really, before we get onto single carriageway and things will start getting a little bit smaller in terms of, like, obviously places to park. So hopefully we'll get a spot in this next service station. So while I'm thinking about it as well, I just want to make it clear that, like, obviously what I said earlier about the mental health thing, like, that's not me, like, looking down on anybody who does have, you know, mental health problems, because I know there's, like, it's quite a common thing within truck driving, especially, you know, because a lot of people spend so much time on their own. A lot of people do suffer with, like, mental health problems. You know, obviously a lot of that is down to spending time on your own all the time, you know, and not having anybody to talk to. So like I said, I just want to make it clear that, like, what I said about the fact that I'm not like that, that's not me saying, oh, I'm better than anybody else or anything. That's just, it's just like, I'm fortunate that I feel like I'm in a good space with inside my head, you know, like, everybody deals with things in different ways, don't they? And like I said, you know, when I get on the road and I'm on my own, you know, and I get my music on, like, I'm in a good space, you know, and I'm very fortunate for that. Like I said, you know, there's obviously people who aren't so fortunate, and, like, I absolutely understand that. Obviously, like I said, I don't want anybody to think that I'm looking down on anybody who does suffer with mental health problems or anything like that. So hopefully that's cleared that up. I feel like there might not be another service station down here, you know. I feel like I might just have passed the last one already. And for some reason as well, my sat-nav's trying to send me back into Germany. Like, my sat-nav's trying to add, like, 120 odd miles on top of the journey for some reason, like, and try and send me back through Germany. And I have no idea why. And the border that I'm gonna use going into Czech, I've been through that border before, and I know that it's fine to run that all the way down into Czech. So I don't know why the sat-nav is trying to take me back into Germany. Madness. If I'm honest with you, I feel absolutely fine as well. It's really weird. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I've done about 3 hours driving. I've fannied around a little bit as well, getting fuel and stuff, just back up the road there. And I feel absolutely fine. Like, I could easily go right through to the venue, but I don't even know if I can park there yet. I'm waiting to hear back from production, who are trying to arrange parking for me on site tomorrow, or later on, should I say. But obviously, you know, they've packed up the show in Poland, and they're on the tour bus now, and they'll be fast asleep, obviously, you know, on their way to, I think they're actually stopping, I think they've actually got a hotel in Prague for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, they've all gone to Prague anyway, so obviously they're all overnight on the tour bus. So I won't hear anything back until, well, it's going to be, I would imagine, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning at very best. So the best thing I can do is obviously park up, you know, and take a daily rest, and I'll worry about the rest tomorrow. At the end of the day, I don't even know if I can get into the venue tomorrow or not. I might not be able to. If I can't, then it's not a problem. I'll just run in early tomorrow morning, like Wednesday morning, should I say. Obviously today's like very early hours, Tuesday morning. But if I can't get into the venue later on this afternoon, then I'll just go in Wednesday morning, no problem. But obviously my concern now is finding somewhere to park for now. Well, that's it guys. I've definitely dropped a blooper there, haven't I? Definitely dropped a blooper. Obviously that's the end of the motorway now, and this is it. We're coming onto A road, single carriageway. I can't believe I've done that. I really can't. Normally, you know me as well. Normally I like to plan ahead, where I'm going to stop and stuff like that. Every now and then I'll wing it, but I'm also not afraid to say when I've not cocked up. And listen, at the end of the day, I've done 3 hours driving off my first 4.5, on a new card. So I mean, I've got loads of time. There's no reason why I can't go all the way down into the Czech Republic, to be honest, or Czechia as it's now known. Absolutely no reason at all. I've got plenty of time. It's just that if I'm honest with you, I didn't really want to drive that long. That's the only reason why I'm annoyed with myself. So if I can find a little garage somewhere to stay down here, then I will do. That would be ideal. If not, then I'm just gonna have to have a 45-minute break at the side of the road, because I'm about just over an hour and a half from the Czech border, and obviously, well, I've now done like 3 hours and 6 minutes. So I know I don't have quite enough time to get down to the border. So I'd have to have a 45-minute break somewhere. But if I do, then it is what it is. It's just 45 minutes wasted, because obviously I don't need to have a break. If I'm gonna have a 45-minute break, I may as well have a 9-hour rest. Obviously that sign back there said there's a petrol station in 2 kilometers, so let's see if we can get in there. But I would imagine a little A road like this now, a petrol station is probably going to serve both sides of the road, and it's not exactly going to be, a motorway service station, is it, with loads of truck parking? So it's going to be slim pickings now, no doubt about it. I might be lucky. It's 3:15, just coming up. People are going to be starting to get on the road soon, so I might be really lucky and get in a space as somebody's coming out or something like that. Right, I've made an executive decision to pull up so I can get my phone out and actually look for somewhere to park. I'm just wondering, well, in fact, you know what, there's my question answered. I'm just wondering if the reason why it's trying to divert me somewhere else is because there's a timed weight limit on this road or something, but evidently not, because there's a lorry coming up the other way. I'm in a big lay-by here, and there's no reason why I can't stop here, because I don't need anything. But if I'm honest with you, I don't care. You call me a pussy all you want, right? I've just seen somebody, they scared the crap out of me. I've just been driving down here, like no less than a minute ago, just before I pulled in here, and I saw somebody walking up my side of the road wearing all dark clothing as well. Jesus Christ, I nearly ran the guy over. Absolutely scared the life out of me. Like, and listen, you've got no business. Look at this road here. You've got no business walking up here at this time of day. Like, I'm not scared in that respect, but you've got to have something wrong with you to be like walking. I mean, like I said, what are you doing walking up here at this time of day? It's 20 past 3 in the morning. No reason for you to be walking up here, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. So I don't need to be out here in amongst them absolute nutcases who are walking about at this time of day on a road like this, wearing all dark clothing. Yeah, I'm not about that. Oh my God! What's he doing? These roads are scary, man. Like that, I don't know what that fridge was doing there, but I mean, he almost ran into the back of that curtain. It looked like he was going to go for the overtake and then bottled it at the last minute and nearly ran into the back of it. I'm scared. Right, so after having consulted Google Maps, there's a couple of petrol stations up here that look like they've got fair-sized parking areas. I don't want to say big parking areas, but they've definitely got room for truck parking. So let's try a couple of these and see if we can find something. If not, I'm sure we can manage to squeeze a 45-minute break in somewhere, and then I've got all the time in the world then. Here's one of these garages, so let's give this a try, shall we? It's not looking likely, is it? Yeah, I think the answer is no. Like, there is room bit further up there, but I don't, it's a nasty blindside that, and I'm gonna park here a minute, walk up there and have a look first before I completely write the idea off. Do you know what? I really want to go in that space. I really want to have a go at that space up there, but it's, I don't think it's worth it, you know. I just don't think it's worth it. It's annoying really, because like that little bit up to my right hand side there, like it goes up, and then right in the top corner on the right hand side there's a space there, but I can't go up, I can't drive up there and then nose into my left, because there's some like barriers across the way, which is stopping me from like driving in there and then reversing straight in that space. Otherwise that would be perfectly doable. But I don't really fancy the blindside around the front of the truck that's parked up there, if I'm honest with you. There's even spaces up there, you know. I wonder if I could get in one of them. Right, I guess we'll try the next one. I think if I can't get parked in that one, then I'll just abandon it for 45 minutes. Right, so no luck in the first two. But having stopped there, I've just looked again on Google, and there's probably 3 or 4 more within the next like half an hour's drive. I'm now on 2 hours and 54 minutes. Sorry, I'm not, that's the time. That's the time, it's like 2:54 UK time, so it's 3:54 now. Polish time. People have got to be starting to get up and get on the road now, surely. I've done 3.5 hours driving. So to play it safe, I will run a max of another 30 minutes checking some of these other places along the way. And if I can't get parked in any of them, I'm definitely going to have to stop and have 45 minutes, aren't I? I dropped a right clanger here, Anna. I can't believe it. What am I like? I could have been flipping fast asleep by now. Well, like I said, not that I'm tired, so, you know, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's just more annoying than anything. It's more inconvenient. See, somewhere like that, I would not be so bothered about parking. But obviously, it's facing the wrong way. I'm not so bothered when, you know, it's in the middle of a lit town. But I'll be damned if I'm parking in that lay-by back there on that unlit road with flipping, God only knows what he was doing walking about up there. I don't know. But like I said, you can't be in the right frame of mind to be walking up there on your own at that time of day. So I am just coming down to another one shortly. This one's got a few spaces. I might be able to get in here. I mean, at the minute, it's just kind of like pot luck as to whether anybody's started the shift and got on the road yet or not. But if I can't get in this one, then the next one looks to have like quite a few spaces, to be fair. So I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get him in one or the other. So we'll give this one a try first. Obviously, because it's the first one. Yeah, maybe not then, huh? Ooh, is that a space up there on the end next to the van? Thing is, that is a no exit up there, so if it isn't a space, then I'm gonna have to reverse back down here. There's actually a gap there in the middle in between them two trucks there. Yeah, you know what? There is actually a gap there. I think I'm gonna take that. You know, just because it's there. I think I can maneuver myself in there. Like a parking attendant over there getting out his car. I'm pretty sure he's going to come and ask me for some money. And in all fairness, there are signs up. I've translated the place where I stopped back up the road there. I've translated the sign and it says anything over 30 minutes you have to pay. So I don't know what it's going to cost me, but it's going to cost me something. You know what? That's it. We're taking it. I'll see you in the morning, or maybe even in the afternoon. Alright, it's time to head out again. She charged me 25 zloty to park in there last night, which is the equivalent of about, I don't know, £4 something. And I paid it on my fuel card anyway, so well, I'll tell you what, I was just about an hour ago there, and I mean I was up anyway. I'd woke up early. Well, I say woke up early. I'd woken up, and I was just like lounging around, basically like messing about on socials as you do, and someone knocked on my door. This is not a very inviting left turn here, is it? Obviously people are turning left because you can see the tyre tracks, look, but it's not the best, is it? It's not geared up for you to turn left here, really. So I was just, yeah, I was lying on my bed, just messing around on my phone. Someone knocked on the door, and oh, you could have let me go then, you absolute. People really annoy me sometimes. Yeah, so I was just lying on my bed, messing about on my phone, and somebody knocked on the door. So I was like, for God's sake, you know, looked outside and it's just like a random guy stood there. I was like, right, well, at least it's not like the police or something like that, you know, and they're gonna flip and do a full-on check on me, because that's the last thing I want when I'm on my break. Which is not unheard of, by the way. I have known them to do that. I've known them to knock people up and start doing a check on them. But anyway, so yeah, there was a random guy there, and I was just like, what does he want? So I pulled the curtain back, put the window down, stuck my head out the window. I says, "You alright?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "What's up?" And he was like, "Oh, Irish plates." And I was like, "You're joking me, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you've just literally knocked on my, for all you know, I could have been fast asleep. And he's just knocked on the door, you know, and potentially woke me up just to have a chat with me because I've got Irish number plates." And I said, "Look, 5 minutes, mate," because like I said, I was up anyway, and I said, "Look, 5 minutes, and you know, I'm getting out. I was going to go and get a coffee anyway from the garage." I said, "5 minutes, mate, I'll get up and get out." And I got up, or got out, you know, got dressed and stood outside and had a chat with the guy. And he was an alright guy, he was a nice guy, Lithuanian guy, truck driver. And he worked in Ireland. He'd worked in Ireland before, and he was just asking about what I'm up to, you know, where I've been, where I'm going. And like he said, he'd been to Spain. He was on his way home to Lithuania. He'd been to Spain. But I just, like, it annoyed me in one sense, you know, and then in the other I was just like, do you know how strange is that I was just talking yesterday about the mental health thing, you know, and like the mental health side of things, and the fact that some people feel very alone doing this job. And I thought, do you know what, maybe he feels alone, man, and like maybe he just wanted somebody to talk to, you know, a bit of social contact. Obviously, you know, we had something in common with the Irish plates and the fact that he'd worked for you know, an Irish firm. But I thought, I couldn't make it up. There I am yesterday talking about that, and then the very next morning I'm moaning about somebody trying to talk to me. Right, no, like I said, he was an alright guy, he was a nice guy. I wasn't moaning about him talking to me. It was more the fact that he just knocked on the door, you know, when all my curtains were shut, with absolutely no idea whether I was in bed or not. But all is well, all is well. Like I said, he was a nice guy, and I don't want to, like, I'm not slagging the guy. Like I said, maybe he, you know, maybe he needed somebody to talk to, just like that 5 minutes sometimes, just to remind yourself that you're not alone out here. You know, even, I mean, with all due respect, there's a lot more Lithuanians out here than there are other Brits. You know, certainly in terms of like truck drivers, a lot of the trucks coming up here will be Lithuanians, coming from wherever on the way home or on the way to wherever they're going. But you don't see so many Brits in these more offbeat places. I'm not going to say, I don't want to say, like, you know, off the beaten track as such. It's still a main route, but you don't see that many Brits out this neck of the woods. He spoke really good English as well. He spoke perfect English, because he said he'd worked in Ireland for like 30 years or something. I don't know, he didn't really look that old, to be honest. He was probably mid-50s. Nice bit of road, you know, this is up here. Nice little bit of road. I've actually come up here, coming the opposite way. Back in 2019, I think it was in the Road to Riga video. I think that's what it's called, I can't remember. Just before I went to Russia anyway. We went from Prague to Riga, and we came up this way, but it was early hours of the morning, so obviously it was dark, so I didn't really get to see anything. But actually, yeah, it's a really nice bit of road, this. It's kind of like opened out a little bit now, but back there you're coming through all the woodlands and trees and stuff. It's really, really pretty. I feel like it's an underrated country, Poland, like by people who've never been here. Some people have an opinion on it. I always like how people have an opinion on places that they've never been, or things that they've never experienced. It's like with food and stuff, and like we're all guilty of it. Listen, I'm guilty of it myself. You know, like there's foods that I've never tried, and people will say, "Oh, do you like this?" No, I don't like it. How do you know? I've never tried it. But like we're all guilty of it. But I feel like people who've never been to Poland have sometimes not a bad opinion of it, but I feel like people don't have a valid opinion on it. But like my experience of Poland has always been a good experience. It's cheap. You know, I just went in the garage back there. I got 2 bottles of water. Bottle of water. I got 2 bottles of water, coffee, and bought something else. I can't think what it was. It cost me like £4 or something. But I've always had a good experience in Poland. I would say the most difficult thing here for me is the language barrier. Sometimes, like, not a lot of people speak English. Like some people do, and like yesterday or last night when I came out of Which, and I'd been on the motorway a couple of hours, you know, and I stopped and got fuel and I filled my tanks. And that's another thing. It's not just Poland as well, but like most of Europe, you don't have to take your fuel card in before you fill up. So like you should always obviously make sure that the garage accepts your fuel card and that your fuel card is valid. But a lot of the time you can just fill up and then go inside and pay with your fuel card after. So I've stopped in the garage, I paid on my fuel card, went inside, and I bought a phone charger as well, because like a cigarette lighter socket thing for my phone to charge my phones with, because one of mine was playing up. And like you can get by a lot of the time with hand signals, you know, like, you know, point to things and stuff like that. But last night when I put the early hours of this morning when I parked up in the garage where I've just come out of, I went inside. Obviously the signs obviously all written in Polish, and they said the signs basically translated to over 30 minutes you have to pay. So I went in the garage, you know, and I said to the woman, "Do you speak English?" She said no. I was like, okay, and I kind of gestured, like I said, you know, camion, like truck, and I gestured as in like driving the steering wheel, and then like sleeping, like put my head on my hands, like, and she must have thought, what's this nutcase doing? You know, and I was like, okay, she obviously, and then in the end I got Google Translator and I said, oh, you know, pay for parking. Okay. And then we got there in the end. But, you know, like I said, not everybody does speak English up here, and it can be more of a challenge to get by. But at the end of the day, you know, it's part of the job, and it's part of the adventure as well. That's the other thing. If everybody spoke English or if everybody spoke your native language, you know, and like there was no hurdles as such in the way, like it would be boring, wouldn't it? Life would be so boring, you know, if we didn't have challenges. And I guess maybe that's another thing of why I like being out here on my own as well, you know, and like the problem solving aspect. I don't want to be in my comfort zone all the time, you know. It's good to listen, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not making myself out to be a superhero for managing to fill my tanks of fuel in Poland and pay for my parking. Like, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you know, like I said, it's good to get out your comfort zone a little bit and at least, you know, give yourself a little bit of a mental challenge, because again, you know, when people get way too comfortable with things, and then, you know, that's why life is boring sometimes. Kind of rambling again, aren't I? But I know what I mean. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of friends who who will say to me, you know, still to this day, and I've been doing this job 13 years now, and a lot of friends, and even my family sometimes will say to me, you know, like, I don't know how you can do that on your own. I don't know how you can, you know, spend all this time. Oh, I wouldn't want to go there on my own. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do this on my own. It's like, get that idea out of your head of like, yeah, all right, you are on your own, essentially, you know. But get the idea of like, get that fear out of your head. I go on holiday on my own. When I went to Thailand last year for the first time, not when I went back and moved there, but when I went in March for like 3 weeks holiday. I went out there on my own, and for me, again, it's not like, well, I don't want to say like pushing boundaries. I'm not like, you know, I'm not doing anything that people can't do. I'm not like, I don't want to meddle or anything, but I just like challenging myself, you know, and putting myself in a situation that I'm not always familiar with. And I think because it's the feeling of satisfaction when you actually overcome that, or not overcome as such, like, you know, like I said, I'm not after an award for filling up with fuel and paying for parking in Poland. I'm not, but it's just like I think it is like a kind of a factor to some people, you know, like, you know, oh, how can you do that? And it's like, do it, just do it. Of course, you like, listen, everybody, you find a way at the end of the day. You find a way to get by, and the feeling of satisfaction that you get after you've done that, I think that's what it is for me. Again, I'm not using that as an example, but like the whole the whole package, if you like, you know, traveling as a whole and being on your own out here, where you are essentially on your own. You know, when you get back, you know, and you can, you know, you get back home or whatever, and you can put your feet up and say, I've done it, I've completed it, mate. You know, I can do that. It's for me, it's a feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment is the word that I'm looking for. I like it. Come out the road then. such a Nottingham thing to say, that, isn't it? Come out the road. So I've just had a little impromptu stop at Lidl there. How good is that? Like right at the side of the road there. Big little supermarket with truck parking right next door. Absolutely perfect. I've just done almost a full weekly shop, actually. I've just got loads of bits out of there. I spent about 20 quid. So I've bought an air fryer as well for the truck, and honestly, like the amount of stuff you could do in an air fryer now is insane. Like I've seen loads of stuff on Instagram and TikTok, like meal ideas and stuff. It's like, I can't believe, you know, I've never thought of this before. Right, since I bought that air fryer, the quality in what I can actually make now inside the cab is so much better. Well, I tell you what though, well, I know one thing though, I'm starting to wonder if this even is the border that I came out of last time, because I don't really remember much, and I know it was dark, but I just don't really remember much of anything that is up here. I don't seem to remember there being these like little towns on the other side of the border, but looking at the map, this is really feasibly one of two borders that we would have come out of, and like realistically I think it is this one, but I don't know. Starting to question everything now. So maybe I haven't been down here before. So yeah, this sign here on my right hand side. See, do you see this lay-by here? I'm positive, I'm sure that's where I pulled over last time, and I came in here to get my Polish box. So maybe it is this border. But yeah, this sign, that sign back there said, or demonstrated that I can get my vignette here, so, sorry, not my vignette, but my toll box. I just need to find somewhere suitable to park, because I'm gonna end up blocking the old place out otherwise. So hopefully I can get away with just sitting here for a minute. Oh, actually look, there's some bays here. Park in one of them bays. Turns out I can't even get the toll box in there anyway. Gotta go down to the Shell garage. There's a Shell garage just a little bit further down here. This is definitely the same place though, because I remember clear as day pulling into that lay-by over there and thinking, oh crap, I hope I can get out at the top there, which I could. And I remember coming out, or getting out of the truck and crossing over the road there, and going into that Circle K there to get my Polish toll box at the time. It's definitely 100% the same border. So apparently I can get my Czech toll in here. And while I'm here, obviously I'll change my country over as well, so two birds, one stone. In fact, I'm even going to fill my AdBlue up, so that's going to be three birds, one stone, and then I've got full tanks of fuel and AdBlue, because I did one tank and my AdBlue back in Germany, and then when I filled up last night, I still had half a tank of AdBlue, and I've obviously filled both my tanks of fuel now, so I may as well fill my AdBlue as well, and then I've got full AdBlue and fuel. Right, okay. Okay, so I've got my AdBlue, I've got my toll box, I've changed my country over, and I now should be able to just run straight down to the venue, which I've had confirmation, of course, that I can park there this afternoon. So I should be able to run straight down there and park up now, hopefully. So yet another flipping house brick that I've got attached to the windscreen that needs to be plugged in at all times. I think now, obviously, once I get into here, I can unplug the main toll box. Czech Republika. Well, evidently spoke too soon. As I was saying earlier, there's weight limits all over this place, and basically what I need to do is go straight on up there and then do a left at the set of traffic lights in the distance there, and the venue's there, but obviously there's a 3.5 ton weight limit. I'm gonna have to find a way around it, obviously. Nav's actually trying to get me to turn a left there, but not a chance. I'm not fancying that, not a chance. I think I'm gonna have to stop, see if I can pull up on the side of the road somewhere and resort to Google Maps again. See, at this point, I have entered a weight limit now, but there's also a sign there with a picture of a truck on it. But this, I mean, everything now is trying to take me around, and I cannot. There's no way that I can get in from the other side because of that 25 ton bridge. I absolutely have to come in from the bottom side. So I've just, see that sign there on my right hand side, I've just done a Google Translate on it, and that actually means except for deliveries. So, you know, I've got a right to be up here. You know, in hindsight, what I should have just done is ignore the bloody first sign and gone in from the way that I was expecting to go in, but obviously you just don't know at the time, do you? At least you've had a little bit of a tour of part of bits of Old Town anyway. Oh mate, I wanted to get in that right lane there. I'm gonna have to turn right in a minute. think on the way out, I'm just gonna go through that first weight limit, because either way, I've got to go through one, regardless, you know, and obviously the less time that I spend in one, the better. So instead of getting into a weight limit and driving around for 10 minutes, I may as well just drive straight through it for a minute and drive straight to the venue. So this is the venue here on my right hand side here. And oh dear. Well, that's a bit of a curveball. I'm gonna have to stop here a minute because they've got these barriers out in the road, and right in front of me there is the 25-ton bridge. If I'm not mistaken, that sign just there to my right where it says no right turn, I think underneath what I translated earlier, I think that's where it says except for deliveries. But I'm gonna have to get out and move all those barriers in the road there. Oh. Oh no, no. Look at that, unbelievable. 2 seconds they've had them barriers moved for, and somebody's turned in the wrong way already. Like, yeah, so it turns out I've come in completely the wrong way. And the chap who just waved me on there, he's had to come out and move all the barriers. Apparently there is another way that you're supposed to come in, which obviously I've not been told about, so... Oh, come on, love. You couldn't make it up, could you? She just wants to sit there and have a full-on conversation with the guy now. And practice doing a 3-point turn while she's at it. You're not going to make that. No. You're definitely not going to make that. What a nightmare. See, obviously I've had no pre-information regarding how to get into the venue, just that I can get in here. But I mean, you know, I assume that this is the entrance here, or what would normally be the entrance here. But they're doing a load of building works and stuff in there by all accounts, so I've had to come in and, well, I haven't, but I have to get into the actual parking area from a different way. See, from the bottom side here, look, where all these roadworks are, of course I would have never thought to have come in this way. Never in a million years would I have tried to turn a right here where these roadworks are, obviously off the main road where I've come along there. Obviously right in front of me is the main road where I've come along to the set of traffic lights and turned a right for the venue to be on my right hand side, but like I said, there's just no way that I would have even thought to turn in there. Oh my god, no way, man, no way. I can't turn through there. This is so tight. Oh, I did make it. Not as bad as it looked, but yeah. What a place. The places we go to, honestly. Right, your man is just gonna, right, 1 second. What an absolute nightmare this place is. What an absolute nightmare. So I've got to basically, where that truck is now facing me, I've got to reverse up there and then park in the car parking bays, where obviously where he's come from. That's the entrance to the arena there. and breathe. The short-lived nightmare is over. Like, we're here, we're parked, I'm where I need to be, and I've not got to do anything until the morning now. And obviously I'm on site, so all I've got to do is shunt around in the morning into position for loading out, and then for loading in, and then park back up and load out tomorrow night. I was gonna film this whole from Poland to here to Basel in Switzerland, where I'm going next, and then home after that. But this video is probably long enough already. Obviously I don't know how long it is yet until I start editing. I imagine it's pretty long already, so I'm probably just gonna leave it here. I may not record the next part because so basically it's like Tuesday, it's Tuesday evening now. I've got show here tomorrow, Wednesday, so it's in tomorrow morning, out tomorrow night, and then I've got travel day Thursday, which obviously by the time I get out of here, we're going to be into Thursday morning anyway, early hours, or at least late Wednesday night, and then I'm show in Basel Friday, Saturday, so I may not record that part of the trip because it's going to be pretty full on for me anyway, like obviously with the overnighter. Not overnight, but you know, we're doing a long drive and one travel day, so I might not record that bit. But regardless, you know, thank you for watching anyway up to now. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Spontaneous, because I wasn't going to actually record this bit anyway, but you know what, I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I recorded this trip because I've really enjoyed it myself. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it as well. So as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.